Tottenham Hotspur have been handed a major boost in their pursuit of AC Milan star Rafael Leao, with reports suggesting the Portugal international has indicated he is open to a move to North London this summer. Spurs are set to step up their pursuit of Manchester City winger Savinho after completing the signing of Sandro Tonali, with transfer expert Fabrizio Romano reporting that the Brazilian has emerged as one of Spurs' next priority targets. Dragusin is closing in on a return to Serie A after Tottenham Hotspur agreed a deal with Fiorentina for the defender to join on a season-long loan with an obligation to buy. Tottenham Hotspur defender Jed Spence has earned widespread acclaim from the English media after starring in England's thrilling 3-2 World Cup victory over Mexico, and Celtic have stepped up their pursuit of Tottenham Hotspur midfielder Alfie Devine, with the Scottish champions accelerating talks in a bid to secure the 21-year-old following his impressive loan spell at Preston North End last season. Here are your daily Tottenham news headlines. Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name's Craig and here are your daily Tottenham news headlines, where I'll be going through all the latest news, rumours and reports. If you're watching on YouTube and are not already as yet subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Like, share and comment below. And if you're listening on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. And please make sure you turn on the notification bell so you get notified whenever we go live or upload a video to the channel. And one final request, if you do get a spare moment, please do nominate and vote for us at the 2026 Football Content Awards. All of the details are below. Your support is, as always, really appreciated. Okay, let's get into it. Tottenham Hotspur have received a significant boost in their pursuit of AC Milan winger Rafael Leao after reports claimed the Portugal international is keen on a move to North London this summer. The report states that Leao has given the green light to a potential switch to Spurs, with the 27-year-old eager to test himself in the Premier League after several successful seasons in Serie A. Tottenham are understood to be searching for a new left-sided attacker as Roberto De Zerbi continues reshaping his squad following a series of high-profile signings. AC Milan are prepared to listen to offers for Leao, who is no longer considered untouchable, despite remaining under contract until 2028. The Italian club are reportedly willing to negotiate a deal well below his €175 million release clause, with a fee of around €60 million believed to be enough to open discussions. A loan with an obligation to buy has also been mentioned as a possible structure. Tottenham's interest comes as they weigh up several attacking options, including Manchester City's Savinho, but Leao is viewed as one of the standout names on their shortlist. His pace, dribbling ability and experience at the highest level make him an attractive target as Spurs look to add more firepower ahead of the new campaign. While no agreement has yet been reached between the clubs, the player's willingness to join Tottenham is seen as a major step forward. Negotiations are expected to continue as Spurs attempt to complete another marquee signing before the transfer window closes. In fact, Caught Offside state that Tottenham should make Leao their first choice from a list of left-wing targets, while other players linked with Spurs like Savinho and Nusa are exciting. Leao feels like the player who could immediately change the level of their attack. Spurs need more than just depth. They need a winger who can scare defenders, carry the ball over long distances and produce moments in tight matches. Leao can do that. The risk, of course, is consistency. He has not always delivered every week in Milan, and his wages would likely be high, but under De Zerbi, in an aggressive attacking system, he could be a brilliant fit. Tottenham Hotspur are expected to turn their attention to Manchester City winger Savinho once the signing of Sandro Tonali is completed. That's according to transfer expert Fabrizio Romano. Romano claims that Spurs remain firmly interested in the Brazilian international, who has long been admired by the North London club. Tottenham attempted to sign the 22-year-old last summer, but Manchester City opted to keep hold of him and, in fact, handed him a new contract instead. However, the situation has changed, with City now reportedly willing to listen to offers for the talented winger. Savinho is believed to be open to joining Spurs, having already expressed an interest in working under Roberto De Zerbi. Romano suggests that personal terms are unlikely to prove an obstacle, leaving the transfer fee as the main issue to be resolved between the clubs. The Brazilian is regarded as one of Spurs' priority attacking targets thanks to his pace, creativity and ability to play on either flank. His arrival would further strengthen De Zerbi's rebuilding project as Tottenham continue an ambitious summer recruitment drive following the addition of several high-profile players. While no formal agreement has yet been reached, Romano believes Savinho is one of the next names on Tottenham's transfer agenda, with negotiations expected to gather pace once the Tonali deal is finalised. And talking about players leaving, Dragusin is on the verge of leaving Spurs after the club reached an agreement with Fiorentina over a season-long loan that includes an obligation to make the move permanent. According to reports from Football.London and Sky Sports, the deal will see the Serie A side pay an initial loan fee before activating a £21.4 million obligation to buy if the Romanian defender reaches a number of appearances for the club. Tottenham have also negotiated a 10% sell-on clause, ensuring they will benefit from any future profit Fiorentina make on the 24-year-old. Sky Sports and journalist Alistair Gold are reported to have confirmed that an agreement between the clubs has been reached, with the paperwork expected to be completed shortly. Dragusin joined Spurs from Genoa amid considerable excitement after turning down interest from Bayern Munich, but he struggled to establish himself in North London. A serious knee injury further disrupted his progress, limiting his opportunities to impress under Roberto De Zerbi. The move represents another outgoing in what has been a busy summer for Spurs already. Having already strengthened the squad with several high-profile additions, Spurs are now reshaping the defensive department, with Dragusin's departure expected to free up space for the club's new arrivals. For the Romanian international, a return to Serie A offers the chance to revive his career in a league where he previously excelled with Genoa. Jed Spence has won widespread praise from the English media after producing an impressive performance in England's dramatic 3-2 World Cup victory over Mexico, with the Tottenham Hotspur defender playing a key role in helping the Three Lions reach the quarter-finals. After coming in for criticism following previous performances earlier in the tournament, Spence answered his doubters with a composed display against the host. The English press highlighted his defensive discipline, athleticism and ability to cope with Mexico's relentless attacking pressure, suggesting the Tottenham fullback is finally receiving the recognition his recent performances deserve. Despite England being reduced to 10 men during a tense second half, Spence remained resilient as Thomas Tuchel's side held on for a famous victory in the Estadio Azteca. His display was viewed as another sign of his growing maturity and importance to both club and country after an outstanding season with Tottenham Hotspur. The performance is expected to strengthen Spence's case to retain his place in England's starting lineup as the Three Lions prepare for a World Cup quarter-final against Norway, while Tottenham supporters will be encouraged to see one of their key defenders continuing his excellent form on the international stage. Celtic have intensified negotiations with Tottenham Hotspur over the signing of promising midfielder Alfie Devine, with the Scottish champions hoping to secure the 21-year-old after his impressive loan spell last season at Preston North End. Devine enjoyed an excellent campaign in the Championship, scoring 8 goals and providing 6 assists, but Preston failed to complete a permanent transfer before their purchase option expired. That has opened the door now for Celtic, who have closely monitored the England under-21 international for several months. Martin O'Neill and members of the club's recruitment team are understood to have watched Devine on numerous occasions last season and believe he would strengthen their midfield. Tottenham are reportedly open to a permanent sale as Roberto De Zerbi reshapes his squad, with increased competition in midfield limiting Devine's pathway to regular first-team football. Spurs are believed to value the academy graduate at around £6 million, while Celtic face competition from other clubs also monitoring his situation. Talks between the two clubs are said to be gathering pace, with Celtic hoping to persuade Devine that the prospect of regular first-team football and European competition makes Parkhead the ideal destination for this next stage of his career. Okay, here's my thoughts on those stories today. Firstly, Rafael Leao wanting Spurs. I must admit, this one gets me excited. I spoke about Leao before, but of all the players mentioned for the left wing, Leao, I really like this player. I've done for years and years. I think he would be a phenomenal signing for Spurs, a real statement signing. If you could, in a week or two of statement signings, Leao would just be another one. Of course, you've got the other players that have been mentioned, Nusa, Savinho, Krupi even, but Leao for me, fantastic player. Why not go for Leao and Krupi? Well, go for both of them, Spurs. Shock all of us again, but Rafael Leao, but like I say, people say he's lazy, but and I've seen that when I've seen him play. It's possible, but some of the best players in the world are actually quite lazy and don't touch the ball much. Look at Lionel Messi. I'm not saying Leao's anything near the standard of Messi, of course, but I think if there is issues with that, I think Roberto De Zerbi would get the best out of him and train that into him. It looks like, how many players have now come out and said that they want to play under Roberto De Zerbi? It's unbelievable, isn't it? Would you have got that under Thomas Frank, with all due respect? Would you have got that under Igor Tudor, even though he was only an interim? Probably not with either of them, but something about De Zerbi, everybody wants to play for him, and that's only a good thing. I'm absolutely fascinated to see how the rest of this transfer window plays out. I can just see us getting in two forward-thinking players, and another one that's obviously a forward-thinking player that has been mentioned is Savinho. This one still drags on. Fabrizio Romano still maintains Spurs are in for Savinho, still retain an interest in the player after, seems the last 2 or 3 transfer windows we've had an interest in the player. Again, Premier League experience, not tons, but he's got Premier League experience. Never really had a huge run in the City team, but then again, perhaps just wasn't quite ready for Pep. When you're playing up against people like Jeremy Doku and of course the multitude of other players they've got there in that squad, it's very difficult for somebody even with the skill of Savinho to break through into a team like Manchester City, of course. So perhaps he just didn't get the luck, didn't get the game time. Obviously he had an injury last season, signed a new contract with City, of course, but now with Pep gone, are we going to go back in for Savinho? Probably will, to be honest with you. Whether they're just weighing it up, which out of those wingers they're going to actually choose, or which deal perhaps is the easiest to get done, I don't know. But I could see. I mean, it'd be great. I'd say get 2 wingers, bring them in, and then let De Zerbi have that nice problem. Which one is his first choice? But come back to it. Do we really want just a first choice 11? We want a squad. He's building a squad. So imagine if you got in Savinho and Leao, or Savinho and Krupi. It's just an unbelievable transfer window so far for Spurs, but I'm not going to jinx it. Let's hope that they get one of these deals done. Dragusin loan, this was always going to happen in my opinion. Dragusin going out, so loan with an obligation to buy. So we bid farewell to Radu Dragusin. Didn't really force his way into that first choice 11. Was always a player that kind of came in to replace somebody that was injured, of course, or a rotational player. Didn't quite work out for him at Spurs. Had some good games in the Spurs shirt, had some not so good games in the Spurs shirt. Didn't think actually that the systems like Ange Postecoglou suited Dragusin's game. More of a brute force defender, really good at heading the ball away. He was not really a defender like Mickey van der Ven, who's going to run back and play a high line. That was never his game. He was never the quickest. So, but Serie A, he's come from Serie A. It's probably a good league for him to play, and I'm sure he'll do well. So good luck to him. Good to see, really good to see Spence getting praise for England. in Monday morning's game. I thought he was phenomenal when he came on, didn't put a foot wrong, really good last-ditch tackle in the last 10 minutes of the game to stop Mexico scoring an equaliser. I just thought Spence really showed maturity during that game, which was must have been a cauldron for the English players to play in. Really good performance. Glad he's getting the praise he deserves. We've seen it all season from being Spurs fans, of course. Really pleased for Jed Spence. And, you know, with England's injury situation and suspension situation, you'd think that Spence would get a start in their next game on Saturday against Norway. So let's hope we see more of Jed Spence. And finally, Alfie Devine. Always a shame when an academy graduate is sold, even though Devine hasn't come through the academy as such. We obviously purchased him several years ago, but it's going to be difficult for academy graduates to come through. You know, when was the last time a Harry Kane came through? It's going to be very, very rare. You would think even under De Zerbi, you would hope still gives youth a chance when he can. But Alfie Devine, what I've seen of him, I always have liked the player, but like I say, it's just going to be difficult for players like Alfie to break through at Tottenham, especially when we're buying all these midfielders and have attacking midfielders as well. It's going to be difficult for him, so probably the best move for him is to go out and the club looking at a permanent deal for Alfie, and probably other lads that are in the same position as Alfie Devine. So let's see how that one progresses. But Devine looks like he could be on his way to Celtic. That's all from me today. Get down in the comments, let me know how you're feeling as a Tottenham Hotspur fan right now. And as always, come on you Spurs.